Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, you can tap in and you can tap out. But you know my slogan, you know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in, so let's get right into it. Now you already know, time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K, all right? Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down, my G's, all right? Now, do me a favor. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. You understand me? Before you step into this crib, this big-ass house, wipe off your feet. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, man. Late night live stream, you feel what I'm saying? Just got off the phone with the wifey. We preparing for Thanksgiving feast and family coming to the big house, and we gonna do all that. But in the between time, we gonna talk and we gonna create this content, all right? Now I got a lot of people in my DM, Big G and BTV. We want you to elaborate what's going on with Max B. Feel what I'm saying? Grown Man Business TV. What's your perspective? What's your thought process on everything that's going on with hip hop and Max B? And I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, but it's absolutely nasty work. Absolutely nasty work, my G's. Now, listen, let me tell you something. I got a lot of pushback. I got a lot of feedback, and I got a lot of pushback for my live streams and my pre-recorded videos that I did about Max B when he first came home. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I didn't expect the pushback. So if you want to see those videos, if you want to see my, my thought process, and you want to know my perspective, you got to become a member. You know what I mean? Become a member of the channel, and those videos will be available to you. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, nothing's going to stop the downloads from downloading. And it's a lot going on. It's a lot surrounding Max B coming home from prison. And we're going to talk about that. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to bait the algorithm. You got to know something, man. My last couple of live streams, when I go real deep, I go real deep. The higher ups and the elites play with the channel. They play with the connection. Yeah, they always trying to muffle the message. So we going to bait the algorithm. But at the same time, it's still going to be a message in the madness. Now, one of the most, frequent questions in the DM right now that I'm getting from a lot of my subscribers, and big salute to y'all, Grown Man Business TV, do you believe that Max B can bring hip hop back to life? Do you believe that Max B is the golden child that can bring hip hop back from the dead? And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about New York City. We're going to talk about the state of hip hop. We're going to have a conversation, you know what I mean? And it's going to be based around Max B. Now, you already know, before we go any further, before we get any deeper into this situation, right? I got to do some customizations to the chat. Yeah, you got to know something. It don't matter what we talking about. The higher ups are paying close attention to this platform right here. They are always watching. They are always paying close attention. So I got to do some customizations to the chat. You feel me? The higher ups are playing chess at the highest level. Always. They playing chess at the highest level. They always trying to shadow ban the channel. They always trying to muffle the message. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, man, the higher ups and the elites know exactly what they dealing with when it come to Grown Man Business TV. They know that I'm a threat to the establishment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, America's most wanted threat to the establishment. Not only that, they understand that the revolution will be televised right here in these YouTube streets. So even me talking about Max B, they understand I'm going to give y'all some pure dope straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So you already know, man, well over 100 in here. Got to do some customizations to the chat. We're going to talk about Max B, the state of hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to have a conversation, man. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. We're going to talk about that little situation between him and Jimmy. You understand? I really want to connect the dots. This ain't gossip. It's going to be a lesson in the madness. It's going to be a message in the madness. So pay close attention to what we talking about. Yeah, I done already talked to the old lady. Everything good. We got family coming down for Thanksgiving. We lining everything up. Now I can create some content for the content. I can give y'all what y'all need. Yeah, that nightcap. All right, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Make sure you do what you're supposed to do. Big salute to the chat. 53,000 subscribers right here on Grown Man Business TV. We gonna have a conversation. Is Max B the golden child? We're gonna get into this. Big salute to the chat. Do what you're supposed to do when you come in here. It's nasty work when it come to Max B. I got a lot of questions. I done already told you how I feel about Max B coming home. He done came home 59 years early. Yeah, I said it. Max B came home 59 years early. And y'all mad at me for my perspective on the situation. You know what I mean? Y'all all in the DM. Y'all feeling some type of way about me putting that out there. You don't just give 59 years back for nothing. Hey, it is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be. But we going to get into this. I know how y'all feel about Max B. I know all of that. But we going to apply that to the bigger picture. If he didn't tell, he's home now. You understand what I'm saying? And we're going to apply that and we're going to talk about that. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, we going to get into this. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Hip hop is a beautiful thing. Now, you see that right there at the bottom of the chat, right? You see that. Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, doing your Twittering and all that with your Twitter fingers, leaving comments all in the comment section, using your Twitter fingers to do the Twittering that your Twitter fingers like to do with the Twitter fingers that you have. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time we go live right here on Grown Man Business TV, all right? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, let's talk about this. I'm an 80s baby, right? I'm an 80s baby. I came up in a time in an era where the Big Apple was the Big Apple. You understand? Where the whole world was looking at New York City as trendsetters, as leaders, as trailblazers. See, a lot of you young boys don't remember the real New York City. Y'all don't remember, the capital of the United States of America, New York City, the greatest city on the planet Earth. Y'all don't remember that. The Twin Towers. Regardless of what anybody says about New York City, it was a time on American soil where we all looked in the direction of New York City. We all knew that, if you could make it in New York City, you could make it anywhere. We all fell for the propaganda. We all fell for the they brainwashed us. They had us all brainwashed with the theory of the Big Apple, right? And there was a time where when it comes to music, fashion, money, Wall Street, all these different things, right? New York were the trailblazers. It ain't been like that in a long time. You run across a New York artist, he liable to sound like he from Chicago, or he liable to sound like he from Atlanta. Even when I was making my trips back and forth to New York City, I was always shocked when I saw how many skateboarders, black skateboarders, were in Brooklyn. When I was coming up, it was pissy hallways and pissy staircases. It was Philly Blunts. It was Biggie Smalls. It was Nas. It was Jay-Z. But then when I started making my pilgrimage to New York City, when I started hustling and doing business in New York City, Pharrell Williams and the Neptunes had taken over already. Lil Wayne had already taken over. You were seeing black kids in New York City projects doing skateboard backflips and kickflips. The influence had already shifted. Yeah, Virginia, Pharrell Williams, when we touched the scene with the Clips and the Neptunes and all that skateboard stuff, skateboard P, he influenced the whole generation right there in New York City to want to be skateboarders, to really want to take it serious and really want to wear that fashion. I mean, we gotta be honest. Big salute to the Clips, right? So it hasn't been like that in a long time. Why I'm saying this is, I wasn't really up to date on Max B's music. You understand what I'm saying? I've always heard about the case. I've always heard about the jail time. I've always heard about the beef between Jim Jones and Max B. But I missed the wave. I missed the whole Coke wave. I missed the whole Max B. You know, the only song I could relate to Max B is Ballin'. We fly high, no lie, and you know this. Ballin'. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always told us that Max B wrote that song X, Y, and Z. But as far as his catalog, as far as his discography, I wasn't up on that, right? Now that Max B is home, now that Max B is, free from federal prison for whatever reason. You know what I mean? That is what it is. They can deal with that. If you think he told, if you think he didn't tell, that's his prerogative. He's home now. I've started going back and listening to his old music. And what I will say about Max B, right? What I will say, listen what I'm saying. I didn't say Ballin' was Max B. I said Max B wrote that hook. Do your research, man, before you get in here with the Twitter fingers and all that. I didn't say he sung the song. Obviously, he didn't sing the song. He was behind prison walls. But he did write the song. He did influence that. You understand what I'm saying? And because he went to jail, Jimmy had a chance to really capitalize off the Max B wave, off the sound. Yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, right? Listening to Max B's old music made me realize just how much of an influence over New York in the New York sound. I ain't gonna lie, like even 50 Cent, I'm trying to figure out who came out first, because 50 sounds like Max B or Max B sounds like 50. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's really an influence. You know, even like listening to A Boogie, all of these young rappers, these young artists that don't sound like Atlanta or they don't sound like Chicago, they have a touch of this Max B wave in their music, right? So I'm saying to myself, now I'm realizing why he's so important, why New York is so excited about Max B coming home. Now I'm starting to realize, I'm really starting to realize why New Yorkers don't care if Max B told or if he didn't, because it's bigger than that. Yeah, in New York City, we already know, we always talk about how it's rat infested. Everybody talks about how New York City, how they pick sides and they pick and choose, and you ain't a rat, but you is a rat. And if you could be a cool rat, we all know that. So a lot of people is in my DM and they not feeling what I'm saying, but I'm understanding why Max B, why he's being celebrated. Max B could literally bring hip hop back to New York City. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we gonna have a conversation, B. We go have a conversation, my G. Max B could bring hip hop back to New York City. We all know hip hop hasn't been a New York City thing in a long time. Chicago, Atlanta, especially Atlanta. They took the throne years ago. It's been 30 years. Atlanta been running hip hop. And, when you watch this and you see how the stars have aligned, oh yeah, the stars have literally aligned for New York City to get back in the driver's seat of hip hop. One thing for sure, two things for certain, you got to know something here at Grown Man Business TV. I kept the receipts, my G. Oh yeah. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. I don't make a move without the receipts. When I step out the front door, the receipts is in my back pocket. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. And we gonna get into the receipts. And to the homie Terry Johnson, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna address what I just saw in the chat, which I normally don't do, right? You said address Virginia rats. Let me tell you something. The reason I don't have to address big time rats in Virginia is because we don't make them famous. We don't harbor rats in Virginia. We don't celebrate rats in Virginia. We don't allow rats to tag along in Virginia. Respectfully, you might be new, you might not be new, but if you get me in my bag when it come to New York City, you ain't gonna like that. Yeah, it ain't a rat in Virginia, and I know some names. I could name you one of the biggest rats in Virginia in Virginia history. He used to roll with the Clips. You remember when Pusha T and Malice caught them fair charges and everything started happening and Malice got out the way and Malice became a Christian rapper because they was bringing boatloads of that. Yeah, it was really going down in Virginia. I was outside for that. I was active when that was going down. The guy who was bringing all that product into the city, he told. So now you see Pusha T at the GQ, man of the week, man of the year. You don't see Jeezy with him. You see Pusha T out in Paris with Pharrell, making the album, a classic album at that. You don't see the homie Jeezy with him. Let me give you some game, right? Go to your iTunes and look up a song called Snitch. Pharrell Williams, Pusha T, they did a song called Snitch. Guess who that was about? Sorry, nigga, I'm trying to go home. You got to know something, right? When we encounter snitches, we shun them. We exile them from the culture. When New York City encounters snitches, y'all harbor them. Y'all feed them. Y'all feed a mouse and turn them to a rat. All right, so be easy, my G, respectfully. We don't do what y'all do in New York City. Yeah, if y'all was on Virginia timing, Max B wouldn't even be being celebrated. It wouldn't have been no party for Max B. It wouldn't have been no welcome home for Max B. It wouldn't have been no birthday. It wouldn't have been none of that. When we already know he was doing what he was doing. Now, back to the content. Yeah, you don't like that. You don't like when I give you that pure dope. You don't like when I address you. You know what I'm saying? But you in the chat, you kind of hating. Yeah, we don't celebrate rats in Virginia. We exile rats from the culture. And Jeezy was a big time part of the culture. You know that coke rap y'all always hear Pusha T talking about? You know when Pusha T talk that coke rap real good? Now, again, Max B, right? You know, Max B has come home from jail right at the time where Atlanta has lost control of hip hop. You know, Atlanta, been running hip hop for some years now. The whole situation with Young Thug and Gunna talking and ratting and doing all that, what they like to do out there, Lil Woody and all that, that was the end of an era. That was the end of an era, my G. You know, Young Thug and the YSL charge and the YSL Rico, that was the end of Atlanta running rap. That was the end of it. You feel what I'm saying? That Rico charge exposed Atlanta. It exposed the rats. It exposed you know what I'm saying, the picking and choosing. Young Thug ain't been the same since he came home from jail. He can't make a hit. Even Lil Baby. We all saw Lil Baby getting his pockets full. We all know what 4PF stand for. That was the end of an era. Now we are stepping into a new era in hip hop. You know, right now there's not one hip hop song that's on the top 100. That ain't happened since 1990, the late 1900s. And then Max B comes home. Max B. this rapper, right? This New York phenomenon, this wave that sounds like nothing but New York City. Respectfully, everything aside, Max B is the only rapper I can say right now that sounds like pure New York City. He don't sound like he's influenced by Atlanta. He don't sound like he's influenced by Chicago. He don't sound like he's influenced by Texas. Max B got that pure New York sound. And with that sound, Max B could single-handedly bring hip hop right back to New York City. He could literally bring hip hop directly back to NYC. And it ain't been like that in over 40 years. It been 30, 40 years since New York City been in any type of control over the culture. You understand what I'm saying? So, we're not gonna get too far off into the case and what he did and if he told. I wanna bring this to hip hop. Salute Trooper 69. I see you in the chat. Y'all already know what to do. Big wrenches. Now, the Clips just dropped a classic album. The Clips have paved the way for old rappers. The Clips are a 5-time Grammy-nominated group that just paved the way for old rappers to get back in their bag and jump back in the studio and do what they do. Everybody's talking about it. Every rapper from New York to Cali is saying, yo, the Clips album just reinsured the real rappers, the old heads, the unks, to get back in the studio and do music. Do music from a pure place. Don't do what the youngins is do. Don't rap like the youngins. Don't rap like the YNs. Let's rap like we used to rap back in the 90s, the early 2000s. So, I mean, this is a perfectly set table for Max B to come back and do exactly what he need to do, if he can do it. They asking me, what do I think? You know what? I don't know. Max B's old music is timeless, my G. Like, I ain't gonna lie. The more I dig into his old music, Max B, I can see why Jim Jones was holding him back, why Jim Jones was hating. Max B was about to take over the whole tri-state area by itself with that sound, with those melodies, with those hooks. Somebody figure out if 50 Cent, who blew, I think, was it 50 Cent or was it Max B first? Because if Max B came out before 50 Cent, 50 Cent was influenced by Max B. That's how infectious his flow is. That's how infectious the melodies are. It reminds me of 50 Cent. It reminds me of Window Shop. It was a window shopper mad at me. I think I know why. Nigga use a window shopper. It just sounds like somewhere down the line after Power of the Dollar, right? When 50 Cent dropped Power of the Dollar, it wasn't no melodies like that in there. When 50 Cent dropped Power of the Dollar, How to Rob, when he had Guess Who's Back, the mixtape and all of that, it didn't sound, those melodies didn't sound like Window Shopper, Candy Shop. You know what I'm saying? He had melodies like because Guess Who's Back is one of the greatest mixtapes ever dropped. If you ask me, I listen to it to this day. It's best you be a gentleman and you watch what you say. Brat. Jesus Christ can't save you if you go against the grain. It was those type of melodies. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like, baby, use a window shopper, mad at me. That's Max B, homie. That's Max B, man. Respectfully, when I listen to his old music, I'm saying to myself, man, a lot of New York rappers, before y'all started going to Atlanta and going to Chicago, y'all was influenced by Max B. I gotta give him that. Respectfully, right? So I'm saying to myself, Max B, if done right, he can bring the crown back to New York City. It's over for Atlanta. The game's over. It's over. That era is done. A chapter has closed. Atlanta is no more. Atlanta had an amazing run, but I'm here to tell you, hip hop in Atlanta, it ain't mixing right. It ain't. You got Lil Woody running around. You got Young Thug wearing it. You got him talking, he ratting. You got Gunna, yeah. Hip hop is looking for a new home. And you got to know something. I'm not a New York City hater. Yeah, I always told y'all, I respect the old New York City. I don't respect this new generation of New Yorkers. I respect the old New York City. I respect the triple fat gooses, the first down jackets, the camouflage outfits, the Philly blunts and the Dutch masters. I respect that. That's the New York that I rock with. I don't rock with these new niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like the old New York City, the sour diesel. Yeah, I was getting pounds of sour diesel straight from New York City. That sour diesel is stronger than any of the shit that y'all got. It's the best smoke. Yeah. They need to bring that old New York City sour diesel back. Yeah, I made a killing in Virginia. $20 a gram, smoking them. And I couldn't even keep that shit. I couldn't even keep it. $20 a gram, that shit was flying off the shelf. I couldn't keep it. So I ain't no hater. I just remember when New York was New York. And Max B could quite possibly, if done right, he could bring the crown back to you guys. Yeah, we're gonna talk more about that. Why you think Whack 100 is so adamant about smearing and making sure we know that he told? Why you think? You gotta know something, B. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. What's true is true. But they don't want to see y'all with the crown again. Let's get into a couple of these receipts, my G. Let's lock in now. I want to play a quick clip real quick, right? Of Max B. This is who y'all remember. You know, New York, I think New York City, they think that Max B is still this Max B. He's still, this Max B is long gone. He's no longer here. Okay? So this Max B right here is what y'all remember. This is what y'all reminiscing on. It's possible that he could bring the crown back, but Max B ain't the same Max B. Let's get into this clip. Let's look at the old Max B, all right? Look.
What was going on? It was a while. What transpired? What day made you say, fuck that, I'm just going to air out all my grievances with the situation?
It's a vigilante season, man. I done rolled and became a boss since the last time you met me, man. Things just changed, man. Niggas running around talking about I'm a lord, nigga, man. I run the organization, man. The streets is mine, man. I make bread and I like niggas follow me, man. I would never work for that cornball ass nigga again. Me? I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss, nigga. Max Bigger Val. Fuck out of here, man.
Salute the doggy diamonds. That's a classic moment right there. I look like a boss, I feel like a boss, I taste like a boss. Max Bigger Val. Hey, we heard that all over this. Yeah, it was shit went global. Down in VA, we was getting to come up. Yeah, we had to come up CDs. We had them joints. We remember all that. Yeah, back in the day, I wasn't too fond of the perm and waving your hair all around with the perm in it. I didn't like that, but I understood what he was trying to say. Yeah, I was knee deep in the streets, man. Nigga with a perm and all that. Yeah, you do that shit out there in Nebraska. Yeah, out there in Nebraska and all that, and Belly. Yeah, we wasn't with the perms and all that where I'm from. But we understood what he was saying. You feel what I'm saying? And don't worry, man. We ain't self-snitching. This shit is 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing wrong. We can definitely talk about certain things. You understand what I'm saying? I just look like this, B. I was really involved. Okay. So that's the Max B that everybody's, reminiscing about. That's the Max B that everybody's kind of wanting to see. New York City is hoping and remembering that Max B. Now, we're going to look at the Max B that y'all got. We want to make sure we stay in pocket. We want to make sure that we ain't going too far left. We want to make sure that we ain't overstepping the boundaries and all that. We want to make sure we living in reality. Okay? Now, that's the Max B that y'all remember. This is the Max B that y'all got. Let's get into this clip right here.
Bigger Val, get your wavy tees. If this is biggerval.com. We real loopy out here, baby. We ain't changing beat. We ain't miss a beat. We ain't miss a step. Fuck with you, nigga. We out in the way, nigga. Max Bigger Val. This is biggerval.com. Wavy tees. Fuck with us. Yo, this Max Bigger Val. Get your wavy tees. If this is biggerval.com. We real loopy out here, baby. We ain't changing beat. We ain't miss a beat. We ain't miss a step. Fuck with you, nigga. We out in the way, nigga. Max Bigger Val. This is biggerval.com. Wavy tees. Fuck with us. Yo, this Max Bigger.
Now, salute to Max B, man, for coming home and, getting right to it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him. He's back on it. But that's a more chubbier Max B. That's an older man right there. That ain't the young Max B running around with the perm and all that. You know what I'm saying? This man been in jail for 17, 18 years, right? We now have to see if Max B is going to be able to really reclaim this new era of music. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Max is really just going out right now. He's going to get a bag. He's going to make millions off his old music. He could tour the tri-state area and make millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Doing features, doing music, traveling, touring. He's out of prison now. He could get to a bag. And we always want to see a black man get to a bag. But to be able to bring the crown back to New York City, they really got to do this right. Max B got to get in the gym. He got to get his aura and his physique back. You feel what I'm saying? And then the music needs to match. See, again, I didn't want to go too much and back and forth in the DM, but the music that I hear from Max B, the old music, it's like catching a lightning bolt in a bottle. That kind of music is like catching a lightning bolt in a bottle. It's like recreating Get Rich or Die Trying. It's like trying to recreate a classic moment. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these things are out of our control. When Max B started getting that wave, that shit was not in his control. That was the universe. That was the hunger for beautiful and great melodies. And he was perfectly set right there. But one decision knocked him out the block. One decision put him in prison for 75 years. I mean, he only did 17 and now he's home. And everybody's hoping and wishing, in New York City is praying. Yeah, I got to keep it 100. New York City is praying that Max B can reclaim his glory, that he can recreate that Coke wave. That's pretty hard to do, my G. That's not something you just get to do. You know what I'm saying? I was telling my man earlier, right? If I was French Montana, I would have, once we got guaranteed he's coming home, it's already on paper, paperwork is signed. We just waiting for a date. I would have had Max B doing 100 push-ups a day. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, bro, listen, you coming home. It's going to be a movie. We need you doing 150 push-ups a day. Every day. 150 push-ups, 150 sit-ups. Because the way he came out, he just came out like he don't like. And in this day and age, homie, that shit right there, you need everything to be right. You need everything to be perfect. Yeah, it's a lot of people in my DM. We've been going back and forth. We've been having a good conversation. I figured, I'll bring it to the live and we could have a late night conversation. We ain't got to go deep, you know what I'm saying? My last live stream, talking about Rory, talking about the politics. They've been swarming my channel. I can't even lie to you. I want to bait the algorithm. We talking about Max B. Max B is home. All right. Now, another angle with this, if you ask me, is a reversal of what 50 Cent brought to New York culture, to hip hop. 50 Cent was such a phenomenon with this music. He had so much beef in the streets. He had so much going on that unknowingly, I'm not sure if he knew or not, but I'm going to say unknowingly, 50 Cent brought a certain divide to New York hip hop that has not been reversed. 50 Cent brought a certain divide in New York hip hop that has not been reversed. You understand what I'm saying? Like that whole G Unit mixtape wave, that whole situation with 50 and Murder Inc. and Preem and all that was going on, it brought a real divide in New York City hip hop. And it ain't been the same since that happened. I say that to say this, right? Max B, if he really wants to take over and really do what y'all hoping he can do, he's going to have to show and bring unity back to New York City. Max B is the one artist right now that's in New York City that could literally change the landscape of what hip hop means and what hip hop is in New York City. The wave, homie, melodies. You feel what I'm saying? That feel good New York, that real New York rap. But if he don't make amends, if he don't show unity, I don't know if he gonna be able to survive what New York City is. New York City is rat infested. You know what I'm saying? Where it's drills going on, it's bodies in the street. It's no longer a coke wave. It's more like who got the most hats, who got the most bodies, who can do the most drills. That's what's going on in New York City. So, Max B come back. He get to talking that gangster talk. He get to talking that coke wave talk. And niggas get to asking about them questions he was answering for the police. Niggas get to asking about Pooh Sims and all that. But if Max B say, you know what? This is New York City, nigga. I don't care. This ain't that. This ain't Chicago. This ain't Atlanta. This ain't Texas. And this ain't Cali, nigga. This is New York City. And he bring all of New York City back together. He unites hip hop on New York City soil. Now he's the king. Now he's the king, my G, respectfully. Yeah. I wanted to say this because I don't see anybody really touching on this. Everybody sees what is possible, and everybody's kind of paying attention to Max B. But what Max B don't understand is this is not 2008. This is not 2005. The attention span is very, very short. Your window is very, very short. This ain't back in the day. We had to go out to the bodega. We had to go out to Music City. We had to go out in VA to the corner stores. We had to buy the Coke Wave CDs. We had to buy the On the Come Up CD. We had to go back to the house. We had to get comfortable. We had to roll up our weed. And then we had to sit there for an hour and a half. And we had to watch the DVD. This ain't that. Now everything is instant. Everything is instant gratification. We don't even got to go buy it. We can come right to YouTube, click a button. We could be at work. Click a button. We can watch it right now. So, yeah, Max B is home. Everybody's happy. Max B touched down. Everybody's happy. That don't last too long, Max. You got a window, a small window of opportunity. When I say bring unity back to New York City, right? What I'm really saying is Max and Jim Jones. Now, this is where we gonna get deep at. This is where it's gonna be a message. It's gonna be a message in this. It's always a message in the madness. I talk about this all the time, like, you know, what is the one thing on planet Earth that destroys empires? What's the main factor on planet Earth that destroys men and destroys empires? Put it in the chat. If you know, you know. What do we got walking around that destroys men and empires? James White Jr., exactly. Women. You know, the youngsters are watching right now. The youngins in New York City that been reaching out to for identity. They watching. New York ain't had an identity in 40 years. New York ain't been New York City in 35 to 40 years. New York been Atlanta. New York been Chicago. New York been like Virginia. Y'all been like everybody else except for New York. So these young boys in New York, they looking for an identity. They looking for an identity. And I'm going to be real honest, you know, Max B is one of those New Yorkers that has that New York identity. And I'm going to tell you somebody else, Zip with the Drip. The homie Lil Zippy. You know, I call him Lil Zippy. Like it or not, New York City, understand, you got to know that Zippy with the Drippy, Lil Zippy, I like to call him Lil Zippy. He represents the old New York City. He represents the New York City when New York City had an identity. That's why New York City relates to him. That's why New York City gravitates to Zip with the Drip. That's why New York City gravitates to Max B. These two guys represent the identity of old New York. These youngsters, these babies, right? They are looking for an identity. They're trying to re-identify themselves. They're trying to find something cool to latch on to. The only difference is the wave is the wave. See, Zip ain't that. The wave is the wave. So imagine a wave coming home, getting his money, and then making amends with Jim Jones. Not only making amends with Jim Jones, right? Going on a Bird Gang tour. Like really showing unity. Really showing the youngsters that you can have beef. You can go to war. You can really have an issue. And then you and your brother can go and get rich. And I'm just saying though, if y'all really want what y'all asking for, it's gonna take more than Max B coming home and doing an album. We don't even listen to albums like that no more. It's gonna take more than Max B coming home and just rapping and tapping, spitting and skitting. But like I said earlier, right? Women destroy empires. No disrespect to the women in the chat, no disrespect to the women that follow the channel, but if not handled correctly, it's going to be a woman that's going to destroy you. If not handled correctly, it's going to be a woman that's going to destroy your empire. Not even money do it. You know, let me give you some game. Let me give you some game that an OG in Virginia told me, right? I always remembered it. It's stuck in my mental Rolodex. A OG said, man, you gonna die over pussy faster than you die over money. And then he said to me, he said, you know, imagine this. You steal $10,000 from a nigga. He might not kill you. He might say, man, he might pull a gun on you. He might tell you, get me my goddamn money. But he might not kill you. He'll give you a chance to give you that money back, right? Maybe with interest. Let that same man find you having sex with his wife in his bed. He's gonna kill you. No questions asked. We all want money. We all talk about money. Yeah, money over everything. Money over bitches. And that always been a lie. It always been bitches over money. We get the money to get the bitches. You know what I'm saying? All we want to do is get some money so we can take care of the bitches. So it always really been bitches over money, but you know, money over bitches, that sound good. So that's what we was pumping. That's what we was telling. That's what we was, yeah, they was feeding us that bullshit. But if a nigga steal $5,000 from you, yeah, you might beat him up or something. Yeah, nigga, give me my money. Poop, poop, poop. Yo, I'ma have the money next week. I'm sorry, B. Yo, I'm so sorry, man. I'ma get you your money, cuz. Hey, Few, listen, Few, I'ma get you your money. In VA, we say Few. Nephew, we say Few. Yo, Few, I'ma get you your money, Few. Don't worry about it. Right? That same man catch you sleeping with his wife or his girlfriend in his house. That nigga gonna get the gun. Game over. He ain't gonna ask your ass no questions. He don't want to know when can you stop doing it. How did it happen? He gonna blow you. R.I.P. the trouble out there in Atlanta. My point of saying that is a woman is the reason why Jim Jones and Max B can't even really put on for New York City the way they really want to put on for New York City, the way they really want to do. You know, it's a big bag. You know, imagine a Bird Gang reunion. Imagine that. Imagine Jimmy and Max B. I know Max B doing what Max B do, but imagine Jimmy and Max B. But because Max B laid down with Jimmy wife, because Max B laid down with Jimmy girlfriend, the empire crumbles. Bad business can be fixed. Yeah, Jimmy had his publishing. Jimmy was robbing them. Jimmy wasn't paying them. You know, bad business could be fixed. But the fact that Max B said he was, you know, that Chrissy touched it in Miami and all that. I got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? We got the receipts and all that. You know, he did a whole song to touch it in Miami. He did a whole blog talking about how he was doing what he was doing to Chrissy. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about that. We're going to go deeper into that. It's a lesson in that for the youngsters, for the men out there. So we're going to definitely go deeper, but they can't, empire's crumbled because a woman is, yeah. You know what, let's get into one of these receipts. I got a receipt right here. I want to show you, you know, Max B. You know what, go ahead and talk to the people, Max. It's women, bro. That wolf pussy. Yeah, nigga could rob you for $20,000. You run down on him, he say he gonna give you the $20,000 back. You gonna take it easy. You know what? I'm gonna give you the Few, chill, Few. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you 28,000. Fuck it, I'm gonna give you 8,000 more. I don't know where I was at. I was in a bad place in my life. I'm sorry. I took the money. Nigga gonna let you live, man. He gonna give you a chance to live your life and get me my goddamn money. But if I find out that she touched it in Miami, oh, no, nigga. No, nigga, we can't never be cool again. Oh, she touched it in Miami? Nah, nigga. I don't give a damn if your ass come home early. If your ass do the whole 75 years, I wouldn't give a goddamn what happened. You told on the people, yeah, we can't do no business. Yeah, you went down to Miami and you let her touch it. Nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's women, brother. Let's let Max B talk for us. Go ahead and talk to the people, Max. Look.
was trying to cool the drama down. She said, Biggie, I need that. That bitch don't get enough of this dick. Bitch, I'm the space invader. I got the bitch cushy on tape, and I'm about to show that. Got the bitch on my camera phone. Got the bitch on my camera phone. I got the bitch cushy on my camera phone. That's Jim Jones' fiance. Right when your single and your album about to pop, I got that bitch going crazy. Why she doing that to you? I look so good. I always look good when I talk about that bitch. Look, yo, bitch told me in the car I look like a girl. I said, bitch, you look like a gorilla. Young Chris in the building. I got Chrissy on tape. Look, you think Chrissy wasn't on my dick? Look at me. I'm fly. That bitch was on me. She wiped it all off with your Speedos. She a bitch. Bitch Chrissy called my phone. Why does bitch call my phone when I told her I was trying to cool the drama down? She said, Biggie, I need that. That bitch don't get enough of this dick. Bitch, I'm the space invader. I got the bitch Chrissy on tape, and I'm about to show that. Got the bitch on my camera phone. Got the bitch on my camera phone. I got the bitch Chrissy on my camera phone. That's Jim Jones' fiance. Right when your single and your album about to pop, I got that bitch going crazy. Why she doing that to you? I look so good. I always look good when I talk about that bitch. Look, yo, bitch told me in the car I look like a girl. I said, bitch, you look like a gorilla. Young Chris in the building. I got Chrissy on tape. Look, you think Chrissy wasn't on my dick? Look at me. I'm fly. That bitch was on me. She wiped it all off with your Speedos. She a bitch.
I got the bitch on my camera phone. I got the bitch on my camera phone. The bitch told me I look like a girl. I told the bitch you look like a gorilla. Like, yeah. It's this right there. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking. You see what I'm talking about? Ain't no coming back from that. Now, Jim Jones still, that's his girlfriend. That's his fiance. You know how many arguments they had about this goddamn video right here? You know how many times they got in a fight? They got in an argument? That nigga lying. Why would he lie on you, bitch? You was down there in Miami. He said you was on the camera phone, bitch. Nah, that nigga lying, Jimmy. You know how many goddamn arguments? Jimmy wanted him to stay in jail for the whole 75 years. Let me tell you something, bro. Respectfully, man. You know, I want to say this, and I want this to be a serious message. I don't want this to be comedy, right? To all the men out there, right? If a nigga making these kind of allegations about your bitch, you gotta leave her, man. You gotta leave her, man. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I'm trying to help you. Now you know why Jimmy been disgruntled all of these years. Now you know why Jimmy always won a rap battle. He talking about Pusha T. He talking about Malice. He upset with Cameron. He mad at Mace. You know, because inside, Jimmy mad at the fact that his girlfriend did whatever she did with Max B. And what I'm telling you this is what I'm telling all the men out there. And I know it's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Jimmy. He never left, right? When a nigga is talking about your bitch like this, you got to leave her. Because you know deep down somewhere that is true. Somewhere in your body, you know that he ain't lying. He ain't lying, brother. Yeah, motherfucker ain't lying, brother. But see, what Jimmy did is what weak men do. See, a weak man is going to just say, oh, you know what? He going to act like he don't believe it, but he really do. And then now you become this bitter old man that's lashing out, and you're arguing all the time. You're never happy. You got all this money, but you can't get the thought you can't get this shit out your mind I got your bitch on my camera phone. Bitch on my See, you gotta leave the bitch. You gotta leave. You can't just, you can't stay. So a lot of people in my DM, yo, you know, GMB, what I'm telling you is they ain't really, you know, that union, that unity needs to happen if Max B is going to fully regain what they looking for, what they really want. Because what I'm telling you is it's instant gratification right now. You know, it sound good, it look good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's happy, but we going to see 6 months from now if everybody's still talking about the wave. You got to unify, but they can't unify. They can't unify because not only did he cooperate with the police, but he laid down with his homie's girlfriend. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? And I you know, that's why I gotta say I can't rock with that. Not only did he do what he did, right or wrong, good or bad, man. Jim Jones put you on, he gave you an opportunity, and you know, you let Chrissy touch it in Miami and all that. You know, it's a flaw in your character. All right? Yeah, man, nasty work. We're going to get into one more receipt. I want to let Jimmy just give a quick explanation on what he's talking about and what we talking about. Yeah, they'll never be friends again. And especially, how they going to be friends? How they going to do music and Jim Jones still with Chrissy? That's still his girlfriend. They still rocking out. And you got this man right here talking about putting the bitch on the camera phone. This right when camera phones first came out. Yeah, we had the motherfucking you know, the Sidekick. We had the Nokia. We had Nokias. We had the Razor. Y'all remember the Sprint, the Razor? I got your bitch on my camera phone. The bitch on my camera. You know what I mean? Let's let Jim Jones give some more. You know, Jim Jones is hurt, man. I didn't know this part right here. I had to do my due diligence. B. Ain't no getting back. And you was better off stealing some money. Steal the money. You can give that back. You hit my bitch. We can't hang out no more. You gotta leave her, man. To all my men out there, to everybody listening to me, let me tell you something. If a nigga making accusations like that about your girl, your bitch, you gotta leave her. Because this is what I'm gonna leave you with. This is what I want you to understand, right? Only whores put themselves in that position. Only whores get put in a position where niggas is doing this and talking like that and acting like this and disrespecting them on that level. A woman, a lady, a real woman, a real lady, she ain't even gonna be in a position where a nigga could lie on her like that. I don't want this to go over your head and under your bridge. A real woman, a real lady, she's not even gonna put herself in a position where a nigga could manipulate a situation and lie on her. Let me give you an example. Max B says she touched it in Miami. A woman wouldn't even have been in Miami. When he said that, she would have been like, yeah, what are you talking about? I was at my mom's house. You know, we was all up in New Jersey at the in-laws' house when they was down there in Miami. And guess what? Jim Jones would have known for a fact she never touched it in Miami. And then Jim Jones would have just been like, yo, this nigga lying. You know what I'm saying? This nigga lying, man. This nigga lying on his dick. Man, me and Chrissy, that weekend them niggas was in Miami. We was at the in-laws' house. We was out there in New Jersey. But see, Chrissy ass was down there in Miami. Now, I don't know if she touched it or not. But she put herself in a position where she could even be lied on and it could sound like the truth. A whore will put herself in a position where that can make way, where that could happen. A lady, trust me, man, and I know it sounds crazy, but you'll know when you start dealing with a real woman, a real lady, you'll know what I'm talking about. You will know. Yeah, your bitch ass was out. Woo, woo, woo. You be like, yo, my shorty be covered up. She don't even dress like that. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you doing in Miami and I wasn't in Miami? So you was in Miami out there where them niggas was at, and now he's saying you touched it in Miami, and you know how many arguments Jim Jones and Chrissy done had over that because he know deep down something happened in Miami. I don't know if you touched it. Something happened in Miami. You gotta leave her, brother. If Jim Jones would have left Chrissy, I guarantee you him and Max B will probably be making amends. But he can't make amends with that man, and he's still with Chrissy. And he was talking like that, telling the world what they did in Miami. She was eating, she like it in her fanny. He said she like it in her fanny and all that. Let's let Jim, look at Jim Jones. Look how bitter he is. Go ahead and talk to the people. Jim. Look.
I can tell you this. I may forgive, I don't forget it. Even if I forgive, I'm not here to make anybody feel comfortable.
But that's okay, right? You don't gotta forget.
If I don't forget it, even if I forgive, I'm not here to make anybody feel comfortable.
But that's okay, right?
Even if I forgive, I'm not here to make anybody feel comfortable.
Look right there. Look right there. Broke his heart, bruh. Chrissy, you broke his heart, Chrissy. You broke his goddamn heart. Now I see again, I'm from Virginia, man. So, you know, I don't know the ins and outs of what New York politics and shit. I know we all know what we know, right? But I didn't listen to the Coke wave. I didn't listen to Max B. I listened to Jim Jones, Joel Santana, Cameron. I listened to Dipset. Anything other than that, I didn't, J.R. Ryder, Hell Rail. I couldn't name one song from these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Virginia, man. You know, Cameron had an album called Purple Haze. Yeah, we was getting that New York City sour diesel, and then next thing you know, that Purple Haze came down. Oh, it was a golden era in the 757. Oh man, it was a golden era, baby. Yeah, that shit, $20 a gram. That shit was like selling crack. When that sour diesel, when that Purple Haze flooded Virginia, and we was getting those pounds, breaking them shits down, $20 a gram. Do the math. It was like selling crack. So I didn't really get involved with Hell Rail and Max B. I didn't know what them niggas had. I listened to Cameron and Joel Santana, little bit of Jim Jones. We fuck with Dipset. Everything else, Bird Gang, I wasn't fucking around with that. I didn't know what they had going on. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man. 16 ounces, boy. You get a pound of that shit, 16 ounces. You bust that shit down to them little gram bags, $20. And that, I don't want to get off track, right? But that's when the weed was still like a plant. It ain't like it is now. I don't know what this shit is they selling now. This shit, they done did something to the weed. That's why I don't smoke it. I ain't smoked weed in like 4 years now. It's been like 4 years since I smoked. And I don't smoke the weed, because the weed, it's not like a plant. It's not like back in the day. That sour diesel was a phenomenon. Had Virginia on the tilt. Everybody was high. Everybody was, boy, your motherfucking phone. I'm talking all night, all day. You get a phone call. I used to have to cut my phone off. When I went in the crib at night, I used to cut my phone completely off. I used to cut it all the way off until I got ready to get up. Because once I got up and I cut it on, that motherfucker will blow it up. Where you at? Woo. All over. I'm everywhere. I was in Newport News, Bad News, Hampton, Suffolk. I was going everywhere. The phone, that shit. But anyway, right? Jimmy is heartbroken. So now it makes sense to me why Jimmy is so bitter, why he always arguing and shit, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy arguing with goddamn Cameron, he arguing with Mace, he arguing with goddamn Pusha T, he arguing with the Clips, he arguing with everybody because he already know Alpo did what Alpo did. He could accept that. He accepted your past. Yeah, the dope boys at AZ and paid in full. They was knocking your ass down. That's before him. Max B broke his heart, man. That broke his heart, right? So that unity can't be there. It won't be there. All right. Big salute to the chat. You know, we just, you know, I wanna, you know what? I'm gonna let one more receipt go. Big salute to the chat. Now y'all know I started doing my content, getting at this guy right here. Salute to Choke No Joke. Got a lot of views and a lot of subscribers exposing and, you know, yeah, exposing Choke No Joke. You know what I'm saying? And he's speaking on Max B, and I'm gonna let him talk. I'm gonna let him talk his talk, and then we gonna elaborate, and we gonna close out with that. Nah, that shit ain't had meth in it. Nah, it got to a point. It got to a point where the K2 shit started. I remember when the K2, I remember when you could go to like smoke shops and stuff like that in VA, and you could buy like K2. And then you could start telling like they was, you know, even before, let me say this, right? Before the Sour Diesel, I had a Jamaican plug. I had a Jamaican plug in VA. And he used to get, he have 100, 200 of them things, right? And he used to always tell me about things that to be careful not to go to anybody else and go here, go there, because when you buy in large bulk, you know what I'm saying, these dudes would put like Raid, like roach spray, or you know, sometimes they would put this on the smoke. They would spray roach spray on it. They would spray this on it, spray that on it. So my plug, my Jamaican plug, salute to him, you know what I'm saying? You know, he put me on that game. But the bud back in them days was way more natural, and that shit was way better. And I'm an 80s baby. So I grew up in the 90s. I started, you know, we started smoking in, you know, the late 90s, you know, whatever, woo, woo, woo. Niggas was smoking Philly blunts and White Owls. And, you know, let me give you an example, right? One of the reasons why I stopped smoking, because I'm an 80s baby, because I remember the golden era. I remember when the weed used to make your eyes go like this. See that? The weed used to make your eyes turn like this. They used to be chinky. And the weed used to make your eyes red, but not only red, you would get chinky eyed. And it'll make you feel giggly. It'll make you feel happy, and you will laugh your ass off. You get to talking with your homies, you motherfucker get in that bitch, y'all get to laughing your ass off that weed from back in the day. What I noticed, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. The weed y'all smoking now don't make your eyes chinky. These niggas just be having red eyes. Your eyes be red like a vampire, but it don't be chinky. It don't be like this. It just be red. Your eyes be like this, and they just be red like a vampire. Notice that. This weed don't make you get the munchies. It don't really make you feel like how it did in the 90s, in the early 2000s. You understand what I'm saying? It's a huge difference. I remember the last the loud that I was buying before I quit was Gary Payton. It was the Cookies Gary Payton. And I remember that shit being so strong, but like just strong in a weird way, right? So I did my research on the new weed, like the Cookies and these new weeds, right? And I'm gonna give y'all some game. One of the big differences between the weed we used to smoke back in the day, the real plant in this new weed is, god it just slipped my mind. But it has the THC, but the CBD. The weed we was smoking back. See, when weed is grown, it's a natural balance of THC and CBD. The CBD is the medical, the medicinal part of the weed, the medical part. The THC is the part that make you high, that make your eyes get chinky, make your eyes get red, to make you intoxicated. When you grow weed, it's a natural balance of the two, right? Just like what the dog fur like to do. The dog fur always gonna tamper with some shit. The dog fur always gonna see something that's good and fuck it up. Yeah, you already know I'm gonna bring the dog fur. I got to bring white people into this. So white people said, how about we get rid of the CBD and we just enhance the THC? These people want to get high. Oh, they want to get high like a rocket ship. They don't want the goddamn medical. Let's breed out the CBD and let's enhance the THC. So when I read that, right, because I did my research, that Gary Payton, I felt like they was spraying dope on that shit. It was so strong. I used to be like, man, they spraying dope on this shit. Like the Gary Payton is so strong, I didn't want to smoke nothing else. Anything other than that, this shit tastes like bunk. It tastes like Reggie Miller. So me, I'm gonna do my due diligence. I ain't like everybody else. If I get a question or if the downloads get to downloading, I'm gonna look into it. What I found out is that they breeded out the CBD and they enhanced the THC to 40, 43%, damn near 50% of the plant. You know, you got 50% of the plant damn near THC. That's why it's all that white purple shit all over the buds and all that. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm talking this shit. You know, it's a strand called White Widow. When I was young, when we was getting that real weed, when we was getting that sour diesel and that purple haze and all that, every now and then with my white friends, I would get White Widow. White Widow had all that purple, all them crystals all over that shit. That was the only one that looked like that. It was White Widow, and it was really hard to find White Widow. It wasn't something you came across every day. You know, I had like hippie friends, they would get that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like dank, dry dank, right? Hydroponic, like hydro. The dank would be dried out, and when you dry the dank out, you get crystallized all over that shit. So every now and then I would run across it, but if I found it, I would buy it for my personal. I wouldn't buy it to sell. I buy an ounce of dank or an ounce of White Widow. That shit stay in the stash. That's what I smoke my little bitches, my little shorties. God damn, yeah, I had the strongest weed in the city, right? Now all the weed look like that. All of it. All of it. All that shit look like White Widow. It all look, yo, that Gary Payton weed, bro. Every time I used to hit it, I used to look at it. I'd be like, man, I think they put some dope in this shit. This shit too. I ain't never had no weed that strong. Gary Payton. Yeah, we find it, motherfucker. Salute to the chat, man. Let me see if I can find this shit, man. I want to show y'all a picture in case y'all want to go find it. I know y'all like to smoke. In case y'all ever want to go find the strongest goddamn weed, the strongest weed on the market right now. All right, in case you ever want to find it, I'm gonna find it. Here it is right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. I want to show you this right here. Whoop! Whoop! That shit, and listen to me. When I'm known for that in Virginia, like 2 Chainz in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm talking. I had You know, I was doing it with celebrities. I was getting into celebrities, Neo, you know, Wayne, Joel Santana, Sir, mad people. When they was coming to the city, I was locking in. I was locked in. I was one of them ones in the city. That's what I'm known for. So when I tell you this is the strongest shit I ever smoked, after I quit smoking about 4 years ago. I quit smoking. I said, you know what, this shit got dope. They done took all the medicinal use out of it, and they done made this shit like crack. It's almost like crack. That got to be close to crack. All right. I should have put that shit out there, man. Salute to the chat. You know what I mean? I love it. I love the smoke, but you know, I want to get chinky. I want my eyes to get chinky. I want my shits to get Chinese. I don't want my eyes just to be red. See, the CBD is what used to make your eyes go like this. When they took the CBD out, now these niggas just look like vampires. Eyes red. You got red ass eyes, and yeah, nah. The CBD is what used to make you eat. So like when people with cancer, they say smoke some weed. It's gonna make you hungry so that you could get your weight up. But if the weed ain't got no goddamn CBD in it, that's why you ain't got the munchies. You ain't had the munchies. When the last time you had the munchies? Y'all in the chat, y'all smoke all that weed. When the last time you just wanted to eat a whole goddamn box of chocolate chip cookies, some Fritos, a brownie or two, drink some soda, go back in the kitchen, get you some chips, go back in the kitchen, get you some goddamn sweet potato pie? You ain't felt like that in a long time because the weed don't call for that. Yeah, now you know. Now you know. The goddamn weed is 43. This shit right here was like 43% THC. No CBD. That's where that's crack. Yeah, that's crack. The weed done got white. Every goddamn weed is white. It getting whiter and whiter, just like crack. Be careful smoking that weed, man. FBA Hustle NYC. I don't know. Maybe y'all, I'm sure in New York City, y'all is smoking meth. I know for sure they mixing y'all shit with K2 up there. Yeah. Yeah, NYC. Yeah, fuck it. Let's get back. Let's get to you. Let's talk about New York City. You let's talk because let's talk about y'all smoking. Zip was smoking K2 for the last 20 years. Zippy with the drippy smoked K2 marijuana for goddamn 28 years in prison. All right, so the weed y'all got, the weed in New York City, the loud nose, the gumbo, they mixing it. They putting 25% K2, 35% meth. And they gumboing that motherfucker up for you New York niggas. And y'all smoking that goddamn dooley. You're smoking up all that goddamn dooley. You got K2 in your system. I guarantee you right now, hey, FBA Hustle NY, I guarantee you piss on a stick, you got K2 all in your goddamn system. I put money on it. I bet money. Yeah. Yeah, Zip was smoking K2. Y'all smoking K2 out there in New York City. And y'all smoking tarps. Yeah. Y'all smoking tarps out there. It ain't meth. It's tarps. They spraying that motherfucking reefer with a whole bunch of, yeah, y'all the only ones in the, listen to me. New York City, y'all the only ones on the East Coast that got honey bun cherry pie kush. Yeah, you can go and get you a honey bun cherry pie kush and you can smoke it. They done spray that motherfucker with honey bun flavor and cherry pie flavor, and y'all smoking it. You want some of that? Yeah, I got that cherry kush. They done spray cherry tarps all on it. That's why y'all going crazy out there in New York City. You're smoking half of it is K2, the other half is strawberry tarps. So don't try to put that on us. I don't smoke reefer. Yeah, I'm an old head, man. I don't want the new weed you young niggas is smoking with your poo shiesty mask. Yeah, with your loud nose. I'm good. I don't want it. I remember when the weed was weed, when it was good weed. when we used to smoke, laugh, and joke and get high and laugh, all ha ha ha, motherfucker laugh for hours. Now you smoke the weed, you get depressed. You get to thinking about how fucked up everything is. You get to thinking about the white man and all that dog fur going on out there, and it just make you feel sad and make you want to go to sleep. Yeah, I remember the last couple of times I smoked weed. It was so strong. I was saying, man, this shit got some dope on it. And then I just was getting sad. The weed was making me sad. It wasn't fun like when I back in the day. It wasn't good like back in the day. It was like I was like, I don't know, it was making me depressed. I was like, this shit sad, man. I feel sad. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers done altered the reefer, took the CBD out, now you smoke it, you get sad. You get depressed and shit. You get to thinking about the dog fur, and you get to thinking about the Matrix, and yeah, I'm good. I'm on a natural high, man. I learned, I've come to a point in my old age where I'm cool with a natural high. Yeah, I like a natural high. I just like to be high off life. You feel what I'm saying? I like to be high off life, man. I don't need nothing to stimulate my mind. My mind is already stimulated. You feel what I'm saying to you? I don't need nothing to stimulate my mind. My mind's already stimulated. Yeah, it just is what it is, man. You come to a day and they, especially when they get to fucking around with the, if it was the same sour diesel from back in the day, I'd be happy with that. If it was the same Purple Haze that Cameron was rapping about with the Purple Haze album, I'd be happy with that. Yeah, the Acapulco Gold and all that. I like the old weed. I don't want this weed that you young niggas just. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'd rather just be sober then. Yeah, I just rather be sober. Big salute to the chat, man. Max B, you know, Machiavelli Bigavell, whatever his name is, right? Got a lot of love for Max B, man. Love his old music. Love his discography. I'm getting caught up on like all his old music. When you scroll through Instagram, you scroll through YouTube, you see shorts with Max B on it. They be playing certain songs. You hear it. Goddamn, I go check it out. Spotify. You know, he got a lot of music that's timeless. He got a lot of great music. And New York is yearning to be back in the driver's seat. New York, y'all want this shit bad. I see you. Trust me. I'm entertained, and I'm going back and forth with y'all in the DM. And what I realized is New York City, y'all want the crown back. Yeah, y'all want the crown. Y'all want to get back in the driver's seat. Y'all want it bad. Y'all want it bad. Only time will tell. Don't this initial hype and everybody's excited, and this is how it always is when you first get out of jail. Everybody's excited. After a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, after about a month, you better have some new music, and it better be good. Big salute, man. I'm gonna let Choke talk one more time, man. I'm gonna let Choke. I forgot I had one more receipt, man. I'm gonna let Choke with no joke talk. Salute to Choke. I see Jay-Z never gave him that job he was talking about back in the day. Choke no joke was ready to go back after saying all that shit about Jay-Z. Jay-Z offered his ass a job. He ready to go to work. Yeah, that's when I started my channel. Let's let Choke talk. Go ahead and talk to the people, Choke.
I just feel the way when everybody is celebrating this nigga for coming home like this nigga was a freedom fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga, like he didn't go to jail like on some Nelson Mandela shit. This nigga went to jail for being a grimy nigga. You get what I'm saying? So I got mixed feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? And people, oh, choke, nah, niggas ain't celebrating, what he did. Niggas is celebrating his music, the wave and this and no, y'all niggas is nut riding. You know what I'm saying? Jim Jones, and when he was up or popular, you know what I'm saying? He gave Max B a platform to showcase his talent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He embraced him. At that time, Dipset was going through something. Cam was being a bitch and went behind Jim Jones' back and trademarked Bird Gang as he seen Jim building this movement. He hit Jim up, yo, what's this Bird Gang thing? You know what I'm saying? Jim like, nah, that's like my crew. Oh, you ain't trying to do nothing with that? Jim like, nah, I'm just building. Oh, all right. Go behind his back and trademark it, which stunted Jim's growth with the Bird Gang thing, because now he can't go and get a deal with Bird Gang because Cam went behind his back and trademarked it.
I always thought that was some grimy shit. I recently heard about that. Cam is a grimy cat. You know what I mean? He's one of those dudes that's real slick. He don't want no physical altercation. And a lot of the times, right, dudes that don't want to fight, they get strong with manipulation and like backdoor games and shit. Cause they scared of physical confrontation. So they gotta master different ways to win, right? But I wanted to say, like, Mr. Universe, I see you said, I understand what you mean, but I feel like New York has the crown. Elaborate on that. You know what I'm saying? How who in New York got the crown? How do New York got the crown? When? You know what I'm saying? Like, elaborate on that. I'm curious to hear your answer. Because if you ask me, New York ain't had the crown in over 30 years. The crown Atlanta been running the hip hop game for the last 30 years. 3/4 of all the hip hop dudes and everybody from New York is in Atlanta right now. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas all live in Atlanta. They all got houses in Atlanta. Atlanta is the home of hip hop. It been like that for about 30 years now. If you think New York has the crown, elaborate. I would love to hear what you really, why you think that. Cause yeah, elaborate on that. What rapper from New York, what's going on in New York for them to still have a crown? You going Brooklyn right now, find a rapper by the name of, what's the boy named Designer? That nigga Future thought he was, when he first heard that song, Future said he's heard the song, he heard Designer, and he was like, when did I do that song? He couldn't even remember when he did the song, because it was really a nigga from Brooklyn. Nigga from Brooklyn sound more like Future than Future sound like Future. Y'all remember that? That nigga named Designer from Brooklyn? Nigga, yeah. Nah, the Clips is from Virginia. They was born in New York. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying Michael Jordan is from, well, he is from North Carolina because he grew up in North Carolina. Nah, I'm leaving out tomorrow night. Yeah, see, I don't got the typical 9 to 5. I'm an independent contractor. So my shit is different. So Gucci, what comes with the crown? What comes with the crown? Hold on. I'll tap into that. New York style is in Atlanta and all over, and there's nobody popping in New York. Atlanta Atlanta is Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? New York ain't nobody in Atlanta or from Atlanta that sound like they from New York, but it's niggas from New York that sound like they from Atlanta. It ain't nobody in Chicago that sound like they from New York, but it's a lot of niggas in New York that sound like they from Chicago. You feel what I'm saying? Respectfully, New York. I'm talking about, nigga, when Biggie was rapping, that's New York. When Jay-Z was coming up, Nas was doing his thing, Onyx, LL Cool J, like New York had their own style, and there was other people. Remember this. There was a time where New York rappers were New York rappers, and then there was people in other states that wanted, and they sounded like they was from New York. if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You could go to these other states and you could hear people rap and you'll be like, he sound like he from New York. And then you could kind of get on. But now New York sound like Atlanta and Chicago. A couple of niggas sound like they from Cali. Nah, I got I'm leaving probably sometime tomorrow afternoon. Probably sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna run to the weekend and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back like Friday or Saturday. Cause I got family coming down for the holidays. Yeah, I got my mom, my pops. You know, I got a lot of family coming down for Thanksgiving next week. So I'm gonna run this week. Yeah, tomorrow sometime. Yeah, R&B. You know, I'm just, you know, everything's been really, and that's, you know, it's more than money. You know what I'm saying? It's opportunity in Atlanta. If you want to be a rapper, if you want to be an R&B singer, if you want to be in this music industry, you go to Atlanta. It's a lot of places where you can perform at. It's a lot of places where you can get the eye of record execs and big time rappers. And you know what I'm saying? It ain't like that in New York. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people in New York. You see celebrities and all that, but it ain't no club scene in New York. Them niggas all going to Scarlett's. I guess that's a strip club. That's all they talk about. I can see. I don't know how to explain it. No, I could dig it. I'm gonna tell you why you don't know how to explain, because there ain't no way to explain it. The Crown. New York don't got the Crown. What Crown? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no real way to put it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say Max B is very important. He's a very important fixture right now. Max B is the one guy I see in New York City that still sounds like New York, to the point where if that nigga does this the right way, he can start bringing everything back to New York City. Everybody just start looking at, when we look at New York rappers, we don't see New York, nigga. We see Atlanta, we see Chicago, I don't give a fuck. We see a lot of them niggas sound like they from the UK. You know, the whole shit that, yeah, these niggas sound like they from goddamn the UK, Atlanta. You know, when we look at Max B, we see New York. Same thing too, like with YouTube or Zip with the Drip. When niggas look at Zip, we see New York City, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be real with this shit. You know what I mean? I like to bid on Zip. I like to joke on the nigga and pop shit with him and all that. But realistically, you know, when you look at me, you see Virginia. This is what Virginia look like, nigga. Wavy hair. Yeah, we talk like this. We walk like that. Yeah, we this what we do. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Zip, you see New York. That's the old New York City. If you ask me, it's the New York City that used to go around and, you know, set up shop in different places and, yo, son, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, them niggas. These little young niggas got Pooh Shiesties on, and they don't even talk like they from New York. These dudes is rapping like they motherfuckers sound like Lil Uzi Vert. You know what I mean? You get one of these little New York rap niggas, they get to talking and rapping, and that nigga bow-legged like Lil Uzi Vert. And the motherfucker legs buck like a motherfucker. His leg bow-legged like NBA Youngboy. You be like, nigga, you from Brooklyn, but he bow-legged like NBA Youngboy. See what I'm talking about? You go to Brooklyn right now, it's a little youngster. This nigga pigeon-toed, and he bow-legged like NBA Youngboy. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta ask this nigga where he came from and shit. Where you live at? I thought you were from Louisiana? No, I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Clap, 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 call me baby boo. Yeah, that's what these young motherfuckers is into right now. I be watching these young niggas. Clap, 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 she can call me baby boo. Like, what? She can call me baby boo. You know? Big salute to the chat, but I ain't got no more for y'all tonight, man. I just wanted to tap in with y'all. I might tap in with y'all tomorrow before I leave out, just to get one more live stream in, and we'll lock in like that. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what time it is. It's your boy Grown Man Business TV. I'm from Virginia, man. Norfolk, Virginia. You see that 757, right? You know what I mean? Big 757 piece. And get the hold that hold to the camera. Norfolk, Virginia. 757. You know what I mean? Michael Vick, Allen Iverson, Pusha T, Malice, The Clips, Timberland, Missy Elliott, Bruce Smith, Grown Man Business TV, Big K, Av. You feel what I'm saying? Joe Smith. You know what I mean? Salute, 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 JP. I see you in there. Chris Brown, Trey Songs. Feel what I'm saying? Mad Skills, DMP, Knots. I mean, you know, legends. Legendary shit, man. Brooklyn and VA for sure. It's definitely a pipeline. You know what I mean? Got a lot of love for New York City, man. The old New York City. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When I was young, those was the type niggas that used to come down for the summer. We end up fighting and all that. After we fight, we have a great summer together. Zip one of them niggas would have came down to VA for the summer. I think that's why because his grandmama was from down there. Like he come down there to Mississippi. We would have saw Zip, him and his brother. We would have all been playing basketball and we was gonna fight, nigga. Yeah, we was gonna fight. I used to know. They'd be like, "Who is that?" He'd be like, "Oh, that's Lil Zippy, man. He came down. You know, Aunt Punchy. That's his Aunt Punchy. Oh, Aunt Punchy. Oh, okay. Yeah, they coming down for the summer. Yeah, wait, see if you want to play basketball. You want to play some ball? Let's play some basketball." That's what I used to do, especially with New York niggas. We get to playing basketball, and next thing you know, it get a little intense, and I throw the ball at you. Boom. Yeah, it's time to get out in this grass. We gonna fight. After we fight, get some grass stains in our jeans. Now we the best of friends. I got a lot of New York homies that's how we became friends. So I think that's why, like on this internet, I be fucking with Zip, but I rock with Zip. I love his content. That's a funny dude. I posted something with him arguing with AI earlier. Check that out. Shit is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Nigga out here came out of jail making a way for itself. That's all it is. I just was the dude in the country. When your ass came down from New York City, I was gonna offer you to play basketball at the rec center. You know, you want to make friends and all that. And we gonna make friends. And then we gonna get to playing ball and something gonna happen and I'm gonna throw the ball. I used to already know I was gonna do it. Hit you with the ball. Boom. Yo, what do you do that for, son? Hey, come out in this grass then. Come over here. We get the scrapping out. Get grass stains all on your jeans. You know, these young boys it ain't the same no more. The world done changed. You know, we used to roll around in the grass, nigga, get grass stains, scuff up your knees a little bit. After that, we all go back to the rec center. We get some sodas out the soda machine. Everything good. We done dapped it up. Now we riding bikes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he from New York, but he with us. Now now he coming down every summer. We getting older. Now we best friends and shit. But it started with a fight. It always started with a fight. I don't know how to be cool with New York niggas without fighting first. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't really know how to be cool with you New York niggas without, shooting the fair one first. We gotta shoot the five, you know what I mean? We gotta roll around in the grass a little bit. And then I feel like we good. But anything other than that, nigga, you from New York, nigga, man, I ain't never hear that shit. You know, y'all ain't got bodegas down here? Nah, nigga, this Virginia. We ain't got no fucking bodegas down here. Y'all ain't got no subway. No, nigga, we ride bikes down here. We don't fucking get on the subway. And yo, in New York City, we got subways, yo. You know what I'm saying? We got something. Hey, yo, hold up. We gonna fight, nigga. And I couldn't wait. That's who I was. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm the dude that was gonna fight you, nigga. And then once you fought and you showed that you want no bitch and you was down with that, right? Cause we might go out to a rec center party. We might go out to Virginia Beach. We might go out to Military Circle Mall. And it might be some niggas from Oak Leaf Park that see us. And it might be a fight. You can't be no punk rolling with us. It might be some dudes from Huntersville. They might want to do something. And we used to fight. We used to go to the arcade, flip McCoys, and niggas get the fighting. So I'm gonna fight you first just to make sure everything's on the up and up. And a lot of the time, the New York niggas was with that. They used to come down. Them niggas weren't scared to fight. Every now and then you might find one that was a little bit sketchy, but 9 times out of 10, they was with it. We get the motherfucking getting grass stains in our jeans and scuffing up our elbows, and after that. So that's how it is with Zip, man. We got on this YouTube streets. We had a little altercation, right? That's it. It's the homie, man. Y'all niggas make sure y'all subscribe to Zip channel. Lock in with the homie, man. It ain't nothing, nigga. He good. He right. He with us. Now he got a bike. We done found him a bike. You feel what I'm saying? That after we fight, now you good. Hey, you got a bike. We riding out tomorrow. Oh, we riding out? Yeah, we riding to the beach. You ride with us? He down here for the summer. Hey, yo, we got an extra bike. We put that shit together. Make sure you got a bike. You ride with us, nigga. So it's all love. I got a lot of love for New York, man. I made a lot of money in New York City. I caught my first major charge in New York City. You know what I mean? I caught my first major charge, like real charge in New York. I've been to Rikers Island. I've been to the Tombs. I'm a nigga from Virginia. I've been to Rikers Island and I've been to the Tombs. I've been through Kings County. Yeah, that's what they call the court system and all that. New York, Kings County Court. That's Brooklyn. I ain't bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just making sure that you know that I was that before I became this. I was a caterpillar before I became the butterfly. I was a caterpillar like everybody else. And then I went into my cocoon and I came out metamorphosis and did that. Now we at the big house and I'm a married man, family man, head of my household. But before that, I was a caterpillar. I was just, yeah. So when they be like, you talking about New York? I'm more in tune in New York than you is. You from New York. I know a lot of niggas ain't never been to Rikers Island. Them niggas grew up their whole life in New York City. They ain't never been to Rikers Island. They don't know how it is to take that bus ride to Rikers Island. They don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Made it to the other side. You know what I mean? Mr. Universe, this how I look on the other side of poverty. This how I look. But again, we didn't have smartphones when I was growing up. We didn't have cell phones, nigga. We had landlines. We had house phones. So when we went outside, nigga, we was outside. When y'all niggas came down from New York City with your goddamn SpongeBob 11 Jordans and your Halloween 4s, right, that you got off of Canal Street and all that, y'all niggas came down. Y'all niggas came down for the summer from New York City, and y'all niggas had the motherfucking Dragon Ball Z 11s. Y'all remember when y'all used to go get the Dragon Ball Z 11s from Canal Street to Jordan 11s, the Dragon Ball Z? Y'all remember that? When y'all had the SpongeBob 4s and y'all used to come down for the summer? We used to have a good time and all that. Yeah, we had landlines. So when we went outside, nigga, it wasn't no calling nobody. Nigga, we was playing basketball. We was playing football. We was playing hide and go seek. We was playing tag. We was riding bikes. We was fighting, nigga. In Virginia, that's what we was doing. We was fighting. We was doing a lot of fighting where I'm from, nigga. Yeah, we had pay phones as well. Yeah, outside a quarter. Back in all you needed to do was put a quarter. And then it went to 35 cents. Then it went to 50 cents. I remember that. But yeah, when I was young, you nigga, they had pay phones on the corner and you had to put a quarter in. But we rarely used them. That shit was for like emergencies. Niggas wasn't just going to a payphone. That's some New York shit. We wasn't doing that in VA. We wasn't just going to random payphones and putting money. Nigga, that mean you need to call your mama, let her know you gonna spend the night. You need to call your mama, let her know you gonna be late. You need to call your mama to let her know you in trouble. We gonna go to the payphone. Nah, yeah. We ain't really called 911, but yeah, you right. 911 was available as well, but we wasn't calling the police. But you know what I'm saying? We was doing a lot of fighting, nigga. And I was the one that was going to initiate the fight. So I think that's why when y'all think that I'm coming at New York City or it's a beef, it ain't never no beef. I just was the one that, before we could be friends, I want to fight, man. I want to get, especially if you're from New York City. You come down here talking about your chopped cheese sandwiches. You down here in Virginia talking about your subways and all the yeah, y'all know we ain't y'all we ain't. I want to fight, nigga. Virginia was always like that. Ask Alpo where he went when he came out of New York City. He went to Virginia Beach. You know what? Fuck it. I got a few minutes. Malik K, I see you in the chat. Watch this. Watch this. I see you in the chat. Salute, my G. I wanna pull up a receipt before I get up out of here. Watch this. I'm tired of niggas playing with VA like that. You know what I'm saying? One of your greatest. Hold on, real quick. One of your greatest goddamn. Yeah. Hold on. You know what I'm talking about, nigga. You know what I'm talking about. Hold on.
I met the kid AZ. Produced by contracts, production. You know, I stepped, hey, like, yo, in this, LA got killed outside of the city front, checking out the hookers and all that. And I ain't feel like driving no 13 hours down to no damn Myrtle Beach. Okay. But I wanted to break my joint in. I'm out of here. I'm going to this Virginia Beach thing that I heard about happening. So I tell Stanley, I said, yo, man, I'm out of here. I'm going to this Virginia Beach thing that I heard about happening down in Virginia, man. Okay. So the day we got to Myrtle Beach, that same day, I said, yo, you feel like driving? Now he got to drive like another 6 hours back towards Virginia Beach. Okay. So he said, yo, and Stanley was that kind of driver, and you know, so he said, yo, no problem. So I left Donnell and all them cats down, and these two young cats coming up in here, and we like, man, what the hell, where the hell is everybody? So we don't really know nobody on there. We don't know what's happening. So we wound up getting a room. And this was the first year. I think this was 86 for me or something. 87. We wake up, it's around 4, 5 o'clock in the evening now. The joint is jam-packed. It was like 7, 8 girls to like every one dude. Mm-hmm. So now, in that, I met some DC cats down there. Okay. And I met some DC cats down there at the time because they seen the joint, young, out of towner, getting money. So I met them and we exchanged numbers or whatever. And they told me about this. They told me about this Patti LaBelle thing that was happening, King's Dominion. Okay. So again, Rich and them, they wasn't really trying to go nowhere like that, no, they.
So I'm not saying that Virginia is like New York. We don't want to be like New York. We Virginia. But New York City's biggest rat, before he was a rat, he was one of y'all biggest hustlers. And even him, he made his way down to Virginia Beach. He said it was jam-packed. It was 4 to 8 women to every man, to every dude. It was 7 to 8 women to every dude. That's what Alpo said. Also, it was a lot of money in Virginia. So a hustler from New York City was able to come down to Virginia Beach and run across a big enough plug to where he made his way to DC. He found them DC people in Virginia Beach. You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah, King's Dominion. That's Virginia. That's out there in like Williamsburg and all that. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Your biggest hustler, he's a rat. But before he was a rat, he was one of y'all biggest hustlers, the star in Paid in Full. Yeah, he left New York City and he came down to Virginia where the real money was at. He came down to Virginia where the real money was at. You New York hustling niggas, y'all was getting money in New York, but it was way more money down south. Way more. Way more. Why you think Pimp C used to talk to y'all like that? Because niggas from down south was getting real money, having real property, having real Bentleys, having land and all that. You New York niggas was up there. I want to end with this. Y'all remember the scene in Paid in Full? After a long day of hustling, after a long day of getting money, Mitch, what'd he do? He took his ass back to that goddamn project building and he shared a room with his little brother. Do y'all you know what? Fuck it. You know what? I don't care. Okay, let me show you something. Y'all remember that? Hey, yo, y'all don't remember that? Huh? Hold on, fuck it. I want to show you something. Watch this. Fuck it. I want to show you something. Y'all don't remember when Mitch, oh, here, go right here. Look at this. Look at this. I want to show you something. We wasn't doing this type of shit in Virginia, in Texas. I want to show you something. For you New York nigga. Nah, Alpo went to VA. He met the plug and he went out there to DC. He took over DC. We would have sent Alpo back in the, Alpo would have came back to New York in the body bag if he would have tried to do that shit in VA. He came down to Virginia and got with some females and they took him to DC. They let him know, you don't want to do that down here in VA. I'm going to take you back to DC. I want to show you what Mitch was doing after a long day of selling crack out there. And this is why Alpo came to Virginia. This is why Alpo was trying to get out of New York City. I know you're mad. I know you don't want to hear this. Watch this. Look. After a long day of hustling, look at Mitch. He at his mama house. Look at Mitch at his mama house. Look at Mitch. Look at Mitch. He at his mama house. He mad. He mad right there now. Look where he living at. His mama on the couch. All that money. Look at Mitch. Look at Mitch now. Look what Mitch brought. Look at Mitch. Buying sneakers and all that. Got the Rolex on right there. Look at Mitch. Now watch what he about to do. Look at this right here. This is the part I remember right here. Look. All that money. Look at Mitch. Look at that. Twin bed right there. All that money. Or YouTube don't want to let me finish playing the video. I'm going to show you the video anyway, because YouTube, watch this. Watch this what I'm going to show you. Mitch taking his jewelry off. Go ahead, show him what he's looking at. Look. Look at Mitch. He got the rollie right there. Look at Mitch. Look at Mitch. That's Mitch. That's Mitch right there. So don't ever get it confused. After a long day of selling crack, Mitch went and got in that little ass bed at his mama house. After a long, he got a $30,000 Rolex on, big ass chain, beepers, cars. At the end of the goddamn day, he took his ass back to his mama house, got in that little ass bed. He barely fit in that motherfucker. He laid down that little ass bed at the end of the day. Look at me. Look. Don't talk that money shit to me, nigga. Don't talk that money shit to me. We were buying houses, apartments. We had all kind of shit in Virginia. We won't doing that. Yeah. Yeah. It's a reason why Alpo came to Virginia, where the real money was at. New York niggas always talking about this and talking about. Don't talk that shit to me, nigga. You motherfucking Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z. They all the motherfucker came down to Virginia where the money was at. Let you make a little money, we send your ass back to New York City. You know, you understand me? But don't you ever forget, Rich Porter ass was sleeping in his mama house when them people kidnapped his little brother. Rich Porter was sleeping on a twin goddamn mattress when them people came and took his little brother up out that house and robbed him and all that. All that goddamn money, all the jewelry. And Rich Porter was sleeping in that little ass apartment on a goddamn twin mattress. Y'all don't remember, y'all don't ever bring that part up. Y'all forget that part, New York City, when y'all get to talking about this money and y'all get to talking about hustling. Y'all forget Rich was living at his mama house, sleeping on a bed when he was in second grade, he was sleeping on a twin mattress. Well, why they ain't show that part in the movie? Salute to the chat. I'm just fucking New York City. I'm just fucking with you. I know y'all. I know y'all gonna get mad. I'm just fucking with you, New York. Rich ain't had no goddamn money, man. Rich was broke in a motherfucker. Let me show you. I mean, New York City. You know how we giving it up. New York City. Come on, New York City. Come on now, New York City. Come on now, you New York City. Talking all that goddamn smack to me, nigga. New York City. Rich Porter was sleeping on a twin mattress when his mom he had all that money. And that nigga was sleeping on a motherfucking twin mattress at his mama house. Rich Porter. Nah, they ain't come down there and take nothing. We let y'all get some money. You know, we got Southern hospitality, man. We let y'all get a couple of dollars with us. And as soon as y'all start acting like y'all, you know, as soon as y'all get too big for your britches, we send your ass back up to New York City. Big salute to the chat. I'm gonna close up the house. I know y'all here. We gonna close up. Y'all already in here. I know y'all ain't gonna steal nothing, is you? Y'all ain't gonna steal nothing. Right? You ain't take no motherfucking money, though. You had to come down to get some money. Ain't want no money in New York City. That little paper money y'all were getting in New York City won't really hitting for nothing. That's why y'all came down south. Jay-Z, all of you motherfuckers came down south. We accepted you with open arms. Let you come down south. A lot of pussy down south. We let you come down, get you some pussy. We was robbing a lot of you niggas too, man. Sending your ass back up there, and yeah, we was doing a lot of we was letting you come down, and we was sending your ass back up. They salute to New York City though. Got a lot of love for New York City, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking shit to y'all, man. It's late, man. It's 1 in the motherfucking morning, man. All right. Make sure I got everything I need. So I got the best day. Yeah, we got a lot of that down south. Shout out to New York. New York City. I say it like that. I make sure I say it like that on purpose. New York. Salute to East New York, Brooklyn. I got some shooters out there. Not shooters. I got some homies out there. They do what they do. I want to take something upstairs with me. And my old lady, man. Talk to my old lady. She got some business to handle in the morning. So after I talked to my old lady, I went ahead and went live and chop it up with y'all for a little bit. Nothing crazy. I got a lot of family coming see. See, this is what we do for Christmas. Let me show y'all something. This how we do for Thanksgiving, right? We start getting everything early. See what I'm saying? We start getting everything early for Thanksgiving. Everything early. You want to get everything early for Thanksgiving. Everything. You want to get everything early for Thanksgiving. Feel me? You know what I mean? I'm gonna fucking down. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, scrap that hoe up. You know what I mean? Everything early. You want to get everything early. You know what I mean? That's how we do in the South. You know what I mean? I might get some grapes. You want some grapes? I'll get some grapes. Yeah, come on down. Come on down to Virginia for the cookout. We got you. We got you. Whatever you need, we're gonna take care of you. Just don't, hey, listen. Just don't get to talking that New York City shit at the cookout. Nah, nigga. Don't get to talking that New York City. Don't you get to talking that New York City shit at the cookout. After we get to drinking and smoking and doing what we do at the cookout, we might have to fight. Might fight you. Yeah, New York City. Yeah. He from New York City. Yeah. We might goddamn have to do something. Put your goddamn hands and just fight you, nigga. Nigga, he from New York City. I couldn't resist. Had to. Yeah, man. Salute, man. Big salute to the chat, man. So y'all already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan, man. You know what I suggest. I suggest you tap into the Realest on YouTube. I be trying to end my live streams formally, you know what I'm saying? But y'all already in the big house. Y'all done already came up in here. You gotta make sure everything is locked up, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is locked up nice and neat. You know what I mean? Daughter got something in the dryer. All right, perfect. For New York, and I'm 60 years old. Everybody ain't on that kind of time. Hey, salute to New York, man. I'm just fucking around with y'all New York boys, man. That's why I like to mess with y'all too, cause y'all so sensitive, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, New York niggas is real sensitive, man. I ain't got no hate for New York. You see I'm laughing, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just like fucking with y'all. I like bidding on y'all. Cause I know y'all gonna say, all we gotta do is say something about New York. Y'all nigga get sensitive, man. Oh man, a nigga hating on New York City, man. He got a hate for his he hate. Come on, man. Relax. You know what I mean? We ain't never say y'all was hating on Virginia when y'all was calling us Bamas and calling us country and calling us slow and them niggas is bum, them niggas is Bamas, man. You know what I'm saying, son? Yo, son, them niggas is Bamas down there in VA, son. You niggas is in the country, you know what I mean, son? Well, them niggas, them niggas, yo, them niggas, man, them niggas is Bamas, son. You don't remember that? You don't remember that? Yeah, I'm gonna be up there soon, Malik. Don't worry. Salute to you. I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna be in New York real soon, actually. I gotta go to Jersey, so I'm gonna make my way to New York City. But you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Grown Man Business TV, all right? Y'all make sure y'all tap in to the Realest on YouTube. Is what it is. Be what it's gonna be. Gang.